Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Shubdeep Bhattacharya. I'm a consultant in infertility and reproductive medicine at Indira IVF New Delhi. Today's topic of discussion is what is infertility and what are its causes. Prior to going to our main topic, I would like to remind you of the present day scenario. We are passing through a pandemic, which is a troubled time, and so I hope each and every one of you is following the rules of the land. That is, we are masking up properly, keeping adequate distancing, and following the norms that have been laid down by the administration. I hope each and every one of you is taking good care of themselves and also our near and dear ones so that we can tide through this pandemic in a good manner. Therefore, coming to our today's topic of discussion, what is infertility and what are its causes? Prior to that, I would like to remind you that you can reach out to me with all your queries in the now on the number that you can see on your screen. You can reach out to me on WhatsApp. You can send me your reports as well as queries. I'll go through them and advise you accordingly. So please feel free to reach out to me. Now, regarding our today's topic of discussion, what is infertility? Various organizations as well as governing bodies in the field of reproductive medicine have defined infertility in various ways. The more apt term would be to define it as subfertility because it's a treatable condition. So, subfertility is defined as inability to conceive in a healthy couple having regular unprotected intercourse without the use of any contraception for a period of at least 12 months or more. So this is what the standard textbooks say, but the definition is quite relative, and it doesn't imply that the treatment or investigation should not be started earlier, because it varies a lot with the reproductive partners, particularly with the age of that of the female partner. So if the female's age is more than 35 years, investigation should be started earlier, and that should be started after 6 months of age. In case of female age more than 40 years, the investigation should be started even earlier. It should be started after 30 years of age. So all these things have to be kept in mind, and there is no such rigid definition, and we should always keep the complete picture of the couple in mind while starting treatment. So nothing is rigid or static in this regards. The field of reproductive medicine is constantly evolving, and there are recent advances and quite a lot of new ideas coming up. So we have to keep on changing with times and adapt ourselves accordingly. I would like to again remind you that you can reach out to me with all your reports and send me your reports so that I can go through them, advise you accordingly, and also give you advice regarding your fertility treatment. You can just send me all your reports on the number that is seen on your screen, and I shall revert back with your answers. So, coming back to the reason, like what are the causes of infertility? So, in this case, the causes can be divided into female, male, combined, and unexplained factors. So, among the female factors, the most important ones are ovulatory factor. In the ovulatory factor, if the female is not able to ovulate properly, that is, she is not releasing any egg in a proper manner. This could be because of hormonal issues like PCOS. It could be because of diminished ovarian reserve. It could be because of certain gonadotoxic drugs, surgeries, etc., because of which the egg is not there, as a result of which the fertilization will not take place. This is next followed by the tubal factors. The tubal factors, there could be tubal infections, as a result of which there is tubal blockage. So quite a lot of women come with blocked fallopian tubes. This is also accompanied by tubal infections where there is fluid collection inside the tubal lumen known as hydrosalpinx. Other than this, there could be tubal infections like tuberculosis, which is quite common in India. Other than this, there can also be certain operative procedures like tubal sterilization, etc., which might have been done. There could be certain diseased conditions like endometriosis, etc., where the tubal architecture is distorted and there may be tubal obstruction. So all these cases would result in infertility. among the endometrial or uterine factors, the endometrium is usually not proper. The endometrium is the bed where the developing embryo or has to implant and grow for a period of 9 months. So if the bed is not good, the embryo will not implant, or even if there is implantation, there would be chances of inadequate growth or miscarriage. So the endometrium could be affected by various factors like infections such as tuberculosis. There could be endometrial syncytia or adhesions as a result of previous operative procedure. There could be inadequate blood supply of the endometrium. Various factors can occur which affect the endometrium too. Now coming to the male factors, quite a lot of males are coming with declining sperm counts, defects in the sperm counts, as well as decline in their motility and other semen parameters. Now, while the effect of age on female fertility is quite apparent, it is not that much apparent in case of males, but still the contribution of male factor to infertility is quite substantial and cannot be undermined at all. Various factors like decline in sperm count, motility, morphology, as well as presence of infections can be attributed to the cause of infertility. Previously, we used to see males coming with quite good quality semen reports, but gradually as our lifestyle is changing, we are adapting to a more stressful lifestyle. Even our diet, lifestyle, and everything has changed. We are ingesting so many chemicals and all, as a result of which the semen count as well as the other parameters are getting affected, and quite a lot number of young men are presenting with infertility. There is another entity known as azoospermia, where there is presence of no sperm in the semen. So this condition has to be confirmed by a repeat examination as well as by some hormonal evaluation. Certain conditions are treatable, and in such cases, it is possible to surgically retrieve the sperm, and later on this could be utilized in the process of IVF for the treatment purpose. But in certain cases, this retrieval of sperm is not possible, and so in such cases the treatment has to be done by some other methods. So from the male factors, now we move to the combined factors. In certain cases, mild factors might be present in both the partners of the couple, and so presence of two or more factors demands that we start the investigation process as well as the treatment process earlier, so that we can intervene and give fruitful result before it's too late. And now there is another entity known as unexplained infertility. Now, before going to this, I would again like to remind you, please feel free to reach out to me with your reports and queries on the number that has been mentioned on the screen to you. And please, I shall answer all your queries and give you the necessary advice. So coming to the entity of unexplained infertility, quite a lot of couples are coming who are having all normal reports, but they are still infertile. So they have this question like, what is my problem? Why am I not able to conceive? So in those cases where all the probable investigations have been done and they are coming out to be normal, they are labeled as unexplained infertility, in which the tests might not be able to find any problem, or they might be in the extreme low normal or high normal group where the tests remain normal, but still they are not able to conceive. So even in such cases, there is a need for treatment, because if the duration of infertility increases and the age of the female partner in particular keeps on increasing, the chances of conception as well as having a favorable reproductive outcome goes on declining. So the main gist of all this discussion is to start investigation early and start thinking about treatment as an infertility as a disease entity, and start its treatment early. So previously in ancient times, we used to see that infertility was not even considered a disease. People were hesitant and they were not ready to come to doctor, consult, or have any opinion about it. But nowadays, things are changing. People have realized that this is as much as a disease like diabetes or any other disease which needs prompt evaluation and treatment. And therefore, again, at the end of this discussion, I would like to stress the importance of social distancing, masking up, and following the norms that have been set up by the administration for the control of pandemic. I hope each and every one of you will keep yourself as well as your near and dear ones safe so that we can tide through this pandemic quite easily. Thank you. Have a great day.